Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. I forgot I still had my headphones on my head, but it is all good. We are here on, I don't even know what the weather is outside. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's cold out there. It's cold.
It's getting everybody sick weather.
Yeah.
That's what's going on out here, as you see with the mask on. I've been under the weather for the past couple of days. Hopefully I'll be all right by the weekend. This is awful, man.
It's going to rain Saturday anyways, so.
So much for getting better. I was telling the kids, because I went in today, I told them, like, yo, I can avoid you all. You know, I wash my hands like 20 times a day. But one kid I can't avoid is Maddie.
Yeah.
She's just a nest of kids' disease.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, I was I was seeing the tweets about this Diddy child, right? Man, I mean, some people's imagination on, like, geez Louise, man, how freaky can you get? With some of the stuff that was coming out of that. What happened to just...
I haven't got involved in none of that. I don't know nothing about none of it. I seen the face shots of the dream team or the cream team.
I used to be like, yo, Reed, I'm just like, yeah, what happened to just having regular degular? Y'all,
when you got that many balls of baby oil, brother.
Pouring baby oil in a blow-up pool.
Probably Blue wasn't there. Girls topless fighting in the pool with baby oil and mud. My boy Blue.
Took sliding in it to a whole different meaning.
Jeez, move the type of show you turn this into.
like God damn.
Yo, I don't get into that.
Oh my gosh. This is the times you wish like the Boondocks was still around.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we do not. At all. No, we don't. You see what they do with R. Kelly. Thugalicious. That was his name, right?
Gangstalicious?
Gangstalicious, my bad.
You talking Thugnificent.
Homies over holy.
Thugnificent was the other one.
I don't be remember which one, but
Thugnificent.
you know, my favorite character other than Steak Miner is a pimp named Slipback. But Steak Miner was hilarious.
Steak Miner, yeah. That
new shoes, new shoes.
Oh, yo, we got, man, let's get to some more recent stuff that's happening in the sports world. We talk about the NBA playoffs. Let's get to the semifinals first before we get into the conference finals. The Knicks advance to their first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years. It's been a while since they've been in there, so they've been acting a fool.
I mean,
they've been acting a fool.
If they didn't beat the Celtics, I would, speak a little highly of them, but whoop-de-friggin' do. Only thing I got to say, congrats Jalen and Rick, man. Brunson boys. That's all I got.
I ain't got nothing nice to say.
I got to congrats them, though.
I ain't got nothing nice to say. I ain't never going to congratulate any New York team. I told somebody I'd root for the Klan before I root for the
I seen that. And
Knicks.
I had a kid screenshot that. They DM'd me. It was like, yo, you see it? I was crying, though. I was like, that's boo.
Yeah, that's how much of a hater I am. But, hey, man, like I told somebody, I'm just like this Celtics-Knicks series, you just look at it in totality, right? The Celtics should have won this game this series in five games, right? The Celtics led majority of this series. I think the Knicks led leading up to Game 6. I think the Knicks had led for like 15 minutes.
Bro, this is like history just repeating itself in a different sport.
Right.
This is just nothing but Tom Brady and them playing around with the Giants.
Yeah, legit.
Just so happens that it's like we got other rivals in the world with the sports teams, but like our biggest rival as a state is New York.
Yeah.
So like for you guys to do that to us, and none of y'all on that team are from Massachusetts, I ain't feeling y'all. Like
Derek White kind of. His dad is. His dad is.
He get a pass.
Yeah, because he went to John.
He get a he get a pass. That's all he get.
Yeah, but
easy pass. He get a free easy pass. That's it. But now you get what I'm saying? Those like the Celtics pride and stuff that we've seen growing up and heard about from Paul and them. I don't see it with them. I didn't even see it last year with them. We just had to be good enough to win. Like I told you, I really haven't watched them this much in the past 2 years because there's just something about them. I just don't. I say this all the time, just something off, like, you know what I mean? But last year, I did expect us to win. This year, there was something off.
This year, they should have won, too. They just played with their food, and then the injury happened. That was pretty much it.
For certain players to go out the way they went out, it's crazy. But I wasn't surprised because this is what I was kind of saying all along. You want to be the man so bad, you got to at least finish the game. At least put a value and effort out there.
I mean, he was the only one.
Yeah, but you foul out. You only finished the game out here. Ain't you hearing that?
I wouldn't even play defense if I was there.
You know what I mean? He knew they needed them. That's all I'm saying.
I would not have played defense if I was in, but hey, whatever. It was a wild 3-year run, actually, though. Actually 4 years. Yeah, not 3 years. Wild 3-year run, though. But all they gotta do is Celtics. They gotta just regroup.
I mean,
that's pretty much all it is.
I would say a wild 3-year run for another franchise, not us. This is below expectations, very below.
Yeah,
sorry,
but
us just making it there ain't good enough for us. There's certain franchises in the league that they're just making it there don't count. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I'm just saying they done played a lot of basketball, but this is, definitely ain't expect them to lose this series. They would have had to show a better team. So, but hey, man, that's basketball for you. Sometimes things like this just happens. The Thunder, though. Hey, man. They were the best team in the league all year. We'll get to game one again, but I see why so many like coaches and players this season were complaining after the game when they played them, because the stuff they let them get away with, they don't give teams that same type of grace as far as being physical, being handsy, and stuff like that when they're playing defense. Because man, Alex Caruso should have been fouled out by the second quarter the way he was playing Jokic, because, man, that dude was grabbing him every time, just hacking him. But that game, it just, Denver just ran out. Well, Denver's role players just didn't. You got to make shots. They couldn't make shots. You got to make open shots. That's pretty much it. Michael Porter Jr., you got a shoulder injury. We understand that, but you got to be better than you were. I think he had one good game this entire series. He had a lot of opportunities, couldn't make it. Aaron Gordon's out there on a messed up hamstring, still being able to give you like 10 rebounds or so, be as limited as he was. And yeah, man, the Nuggets, they got to look at their team, and some guys got to go.
I watched the game for the most part. The Nuggets compete. They just don't have enough.
No.
When I look at OKC, I looked at them the other night, and I'm like, yo, they just the Western version of the Cavs. They just have an actual star that scores 30-plus a night. Mm-hmm. They got a chance. If you score 30 for somebody averages 30 points, they're not just scoring 30 every single night.
Right.
They're scoring 40s and 50s because there got to be some nights they have some high 20s, some low 20 games, so we got to balance out. So you got a star that scores, 30-plus a night, and the Cavs got a guy that scores like 23, 24. Those points matter in things like that because you can rely on Shea compared to, Mitchell, based on the team, based on the plays you have around him. And I would definitely say Shea is one hell of an actor. But he understands the contact and how to use it. But I think because his frame and how he's built, he gets the benefit of the doubt because he's not all super jacked. And it's like, and you know how refs are. You're strong enough. You can take that.
Oh my God.
And his body type and how he plays, it looks like he's getting hit, but he really ain't getting hit like that.
Man, it'd be sometimes.
Faking a fall against your cousin's crazy though.
Oh my God.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you, I'm not big on being on the ground anyways. I just happen to get there a lot just because of how I play.
Yeah.
But like you just willingly fall on the floor, bro. Come on, let's do better.
I don't get somebody that be falling so much.
Because you could actually hurt yourself falling face first like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As frequent as he falls.
Yeah, so, let's just be more conscious of that.
Speaking of the falling, the mighty has fallen. The Warriors got eliminated by the T-Wolves. That was a well-rounded collective effort by the T-Wolves. Everybody did well. But the Warriors, this series should be a big indictment on Steve Kerr or this playoff and how he uses some of his guys. Because the guy you were reluctant to put in the game, and then you just had to put him in because of an injury, was getting in there and giving the team points. And maybe if you would have used him a little more, Steph in the last round, the first round, I should say, maybe Steph would not have got injured because Steph had to use so much, And
Mook ain't failing that because, that's his Congolese brethren too. So, he ain't rocking with that. But in all reality, he was one of the more productive guys on that team in the playoffs, especially when Steph went out. But this is when you can slowly see personal vendettas and personal issues with players. I don't think it's business. I think it's personal. Personally, because, some people just don't know how to separate how they feel about somebody, but what they could do for the organization to help improve or help keep it afloat.
Because when you was looking at it, like some of the people he was putting in there, you're just like, bro, you got this dude in here and you can barely make a wide open shot. You got a dude that's a freak of nature that could do a lot, and you just willingly not trying to put him in there. It was ridiculous. But the Warriors also, this is kind of indictment on their player development as well. They haven't been really good with drafting, and the guys they did draft that had potential, they haven't been. I said this before. They haven't really been good at developing them. There's a couple guys here and there like Pozinski, he's all right. Moody, he's good, but I always point out to Wiseman, the way they dealt with him was absolutely terrible, and Kuminga too, he could be a lot better, but it seems like they just trying to derail and not. You got to plan for the future, too.
Unfortunately, they're going to say all these guys should be more developed once they get here. So, you're getting paid now. So, you should already, unfortunately, you got to do things on your own. You got to go about improving your game on your own time. Because, unfortunately, once they pay you, they're not really responsible for getting you better. They're responsible for the product they got to put out there. Yeah. So they put it too much on the players. Certain franchises, I feel like they put too much on the players to improve on your own compared to other franchises that help their players improve by utilizing the D League, the G League, and certain avenues and things of that nature, and getting the right coaches in these franchises. Think about it. Are the Celtics really that great at improving players? It's just a good franchise that gets good pieces in there so we can stay afloat. So you don't even pay attention to our player development. When you start dwindling and falling apart, then it's like, hold up, what happened to their player development? We wasn't talking about that with the Warriors. They were winning chips. You know what I'm saying? We didn't worry about that at all. We was talking about the stellar players up top, the cream of the crop, not the bottom barrel. You know what I mean? So,
and then I would say with that, those players got developed before, with the previous head coach. Before Kerr, the previous head coach made it a point to make sure those guys.
But one question I got there: what position did both them players play? Jackson was a point guard. Steve Kerr's a two guard. Yeah. Steve Kerr's all about getting your shot, getting a bucket. Granted, he played a point a little bit in Arizona, but Mark Jackson's actually a point guard. Mm-hmm. He has to make sure everybody, is at their best on the court. So I think he understands how important player development is. Some coaches just appreciate player development and find how important it is compared to some coaches that are just like, nah, I need my guys to be good already.
Yeah, well.
Kerr got lucky. You're two Hall of Fame shooters for most of your coaching career, your whole coaching career actually.
Yeah, and then when he don't have them on the court, he look like just a regular degular.
So it's kind of like a guy that's getting away with athleticism his whole career. Once he gets injured, how skilled is he now?
Blake Griffin.
Damn, man, I wasn't gonna throw a name out there, but all right.
But I'll give Blake Griffin this. There was a lot. The skill kind of. Once he got out of L.A., and the injury started. The skills started developing a little. Granted, it was too late.
He like the red Sean Kemp.
Yeah.
The red Sean Kemp. Man.
Like in Detroit, he was showing some other stuff, but he had to because he couldn't jump the way.
But unfortunately, he was in Detroit, so we didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
He was showing a bunch of nobody. They got no TV time. Around that time, there was no TV time for them.
Game 1, Western Conference Finals last night. OKC wins it 114-88, I believe was the score. And I just looked at this game. I just looked at it, and then you just break it down. Thunder had 32 points off of turnovers. Take those 32 points away from those turnovers, Minnesota, you would have won this game, but that's part of the game too. Because the Thunder's half-court offense, I really just like, yeah.
I mean, we literally just talked about it, which I had a brain fart when I said he fell face first. I was talking about this game.
Yeah.
His cousin,
I know.
They're just a hard team to beat, man. Like I literally said, they're like they're the West version of the Cavs, so they're just a well-oiled machine. They got guys from 1 to 10 that could give you some crucial plays and crucial minutes of the game. Then you got Shea that could get you 30+, and he's getting to the line, 10 times a game at least?
Mm-hmm. They're forcing more turnovers in the postseason than they were in the regular season. That's a stat I saw. But, yeah, 19 turnovers they forced. They got 31 points off those turnovers. So those are the little things in basketball. That's the difference between winning and losing, and you just look at it. You get those 31 extra points and your total of 114, that's clearly the difference right there because they don't get all those points from those turnovers.
And then getting injured doesn't help.
Yeah, what's up with his ankle? He keeps messing up his ankle. That one, he just twisted it.
I mean, he's rolling the same ankle, though, from what I'm hearing. So he needs to get it taped because he's going to keep rolling it because it's just weak. He got to straighten it over the offseason. He can't do much for it now.
Right.
So he either going to get it taped with an ankle brace or that's it. Because I'm not going to keep rolling my ankle. And I've done that before, and it's not fun.
And with, you're only getting, 1 day's rest, too. So, yeah, you definitely got to get that.
And he's at risk of rolling his other ankle now. Because you're going to be more reliant on the other foot. And you do not want to roll your both ankles in the same game. I've done that, too. With ankle braces on, bro.
Yeah.
So you just don't want to do that.
Yeah. But, this game, it all changed in the second half. It changed, OKC put up 70 points in the second half. T-Wolves only scored 40 in the second half after scoring 48 in the first half. But, guys got to make open shots. My two difference makers, Naz Reid going 0 for 7 from 3, McDaniels going 1 for 3 from 3 and stuff like that. They got to make that. Only two Timberwolves players in double figures as compared to 4 from the Thunder. So a lot of those guys got to step up and just play a lot better and make the open shots. They had a lot of open shots. You just got to make it. But McDaniels and Reeves, I still think are my different makers right now because those dudes. Yeah,
they got to put them up just because if you notice, OKC they have somewhat of a pecking order, but it's not solidified. Mm-hmm. You know your 3 stars are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then the rest of them, they got free reign to shoot whenever they open.
Right.
They're not second guessing anything. So with Timberwolves, you got to match that energy.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and especially when you're on the road, you got to be able to do that because they were playing so well in the first half, and then everything kind of went to down the drain the second half. But yeah, this series though, I'm looking at McDaniels and Reed. Those are my two different makers because McDaniels is just he's gonna make it difficult for you to score. And stuff like that. Just 6'10", he can defend, and he's shown he can make open shots. And then Reed also. So, yeah, just gotta it's game 1, but you just gotta have a better second half because I think the third quarter is usually when the Thunder make their runs and blow the game open. So, Minnesota just gotta play a lot better in that second half. Game 1 between the Knicks and the Pacers is tonight. This is another game I think is going to be determined on the pace of the game. Will the Knicks slow the Pacers' pace down? Will the Pacers be able to handle the Knicks' physicality? People going to get injured in this series because last time these two teams played, people were getting injured left and right. It should be, but it's a rivalry series, so that stretch is like 30 years, so it's gonna be fun.
Yes,
It's gonna be entertaining.
Reggie's been all over TV.
Oh my God.
He's been everywhere. He's been loving this. loving this.
Oh my God, man. I have to put the TV on mute.
Sometimes you feel like it's rigged, but it's like, nah, bro. They wiped the Cavs, so it's like, all right, we need to fill some TV time.
Yeah.
So you might as well throw Reggie in there because they are a good story. They are a good story. So it's hard for me to talk about one of these teams. I can care less.
Me either.
So
as I said before, I won't go to the extreme with the Kanye thing. He was dressed up as a whole Klansman, but I ain't.
Yeah, that's crazy. You can even put that on. And we from the generation of champion hoodies and stuff. We felt weird. You put the hood on and you got the point. I gotta snip this. That's why my prep school hoodie got the little slit in the middle. So when I put it on, I flip it because nah, bro, I ain't walking around with the pointy hood. That's not allowed. No. That's a chair, by the way. So sound like I just squeezed one out.
Oh my God. But I do think this series is probably going 7 games, just because the way both these teams play, and the Pacers make you play their style. So
I mean, it's the big rich town versus the cornfields.
yeah.
So it's a good balance right there. So it should go 7.
Yeah.
Should go 7.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be a fight. We'll see.
We're hoping so. Why not? I'm sure there's gonna be a fight outside the Yankees. Outside the Madison Square Garden.
Oh my gosh, New Yorkers is just obnoxious people.
Yeah, I thought we was bad. Nah, ain't nobody worse than them.
They are.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I told you I went to a game out there one time.
Man, how much they paid you?
When the Seas played out there.
You was it free?
Nah, I paid. It was
You
actually,
paid?
Yeah, it was actually a good
You
price.
should have made them pay you.
Yeah. It was actually a good price though. It wasn't a crazy price for where I sat.
That's dope.
It was
dope.
good.
How's their popcorn?
I ain't eat nothing.
You ain't get nothing?
No.
I don't blame you.
Because I had a Celtics hoodie on, so.
Oh yeah. I mean, they shouldn't be that petty. I feel like we got the pettier fans. Like they might spit in your food, they might do something to you. I feel like they let you live a little bit.
But the Celtics won that game too, so.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have got nothing.
Yeah, I was actually being obnoxious myself actually.
You was drinking?
Nah. Afterwards, not during the game, but afterwards.
Yo, now I got a question. We won't go too much over time. How do y'all get in the mood of these games? Like, you know me, you see me watch games. I'm just kind of like Cold Stone. What you cheering for? We ain't up yet. Like, I don't really get happy until we winning or we won. Like, all that coming back stuff. Don't tell me until we up. Like, how do you get into that? Like,
yeah, you gotta be in the presence.
Like, I never been like that.
You gotta be at the game, though. You gotta be at the game.
Man, you know how many games I went to, bro? I just don't get into it. Like, I just wish I could, though. Like, when I'm playing, it's different, but like when I'm just watching, I'm like, bro, we ain't up yet. Everybody getting excited for screaming top of their lungs. It's like, yo, what are you doing?
Nah, I be having a good time. When I'm at that game, I be having myself a good time.
I guess I'm just too serious for my own good sometimes, huh?
Having a good time. It'd be the best when when you're just sitting near opposing fans too. No, opposing fans that are sensible. Not opposing fans that want to fight you if you're going back and forth.
And that is my point of how I can't get that into anything. That I'm to the point that I want to get face to face with you, that I want to cause bodily harm. That I'm even starting to sweat because of that. Like, that's crazy.
It's where you sit too. It's where you sit for that. Usually when you're like in that large area, kind of close, it's like sensible fans that is. When you all the way back there at the top, it gets a little dicey up there.
And too, I've been fortunate enough, like I was talking, I've been fortunate enough not to buy a Celtics ticket just because, some of my childhood connections with teammates and stuff and their dads. Shout out Jeff Twist, Papa Twist. So I've always been in no area where I never had to deal with none of that stuff. I'm always in like some great seats. Yeah. So, all right, makes sense. Yeah, or isolated at the scout tables and stuff like that, so I don't have random people come up on me or.
Yeah.
All right,
I ain't going back up there. I ain't going back up there. I ain't go back up there. I didn't. It's like,
I mean, if you ever want to go to one game, Madison Square Garden, I'll go to one. But I feel like I done talk so much trash about the arena itself out here, they might actually recognize me.
yeah, man. It's all in that area. Even out there, it's like with the area you sit. But
I can really care less though about ever going to Madison Square Garden. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah,
Buildings mean nothing to me.
I be talking
Plus
trash.
my name's on it.
But
Right.
But yeah, man. Yeah, I can't go back. Sit up there, man. I didn't sat too close near the court, so it's kind of like,
That's another thing. My seats be crazy. So it's like, I ain't wearing binoculars for nothing.
Yeah.
Granted, those aren't always bad seats because when I used to go in the cart, we used to go all the way up top.
Yeah.
Where the veterans would sit, people wheelchairs and stuff. So like we was able to watch everything. Sometimes I didn't mind that because it's like you see the whole entire game. But at other times when you on the floor, it's a little different. So
it's almost kind of, damn near the floor. It's kind of almost like when you get boxed the first time, you're like, damn, this was actually good. You get some more. You do this again.
Then you get the stats handed to you every quarter, and you got other fans looking at you like, who you supposed to be? And it's like, don't worry about it.
Oh man,
I sat
in one of those suites. I sat in the suites. Now, man, now the floor is cool, but the suites, oh man, that is lovely.
And when I was getting the stats, though, it was funny because Mr. Twist was giving me the stats because we were actually
after each quarter, right?
We were actually in his seat, him and his wife's seats, and they got the front row, but behind the scorer's table though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was dope.
Yeah. Kids, you should experience these types of things. So that's why you got to network.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go to Athletes Corner. We got Lynn Classical's Davonte Taggart. Yeah, Davonte. Like I said last week, he's going to Lamar University out there in Texas. So we talked a little about that. Yeah, I know. He talked about that English classical game.
He related to Big Jimmy? Gotta be. Ain't the main Taggarts in the city?
Might be.
Probably.
Might be.
I stole Jimmy bike back in the day. I didn't steal it. I bought it off a homegirl. She stole it. Then we stripped it, painted it, sold it to another kid. He got beat up for it. Oh, yeah, wow.
Check this Athletes Corner out. I'll come back on that. Wow. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner. Today we are joined with Lynn Classical Senior Davonte. What is going on, my guy?
Everything's good. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, thank you for coming through, man. You and your brother with the unplanned matching.
Like the text.
Hey, man, that's that brother telepathy or something like that. You're about to graduate in next month. It's coming up pretty soon, man. Time flies in 4 years, right?
Yeah, I remember I was a freshman, playing on freshman. Like, I didn't even think I could get to this point, but, just flew by.
Yeah, what was like some of the changes you've seen in yourself, growth that you've seen in yourself these 4 years?
Like, maturity-wise, obviously, but, more just, I know, everything's on me. Like, no one's gonna do things for me, so, it's just me, and I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, I was like the process. You get into high school. You're really young. You have all these things you want to do. You want to accomplish all these things, and then you're a senior, and then you look back at the stuff you wanted to do and check those off. You right? How just when you look back at that, how surreal is that kind of?
It was very surreal because I remember my 8th grade year, that's the COVID year, so we were inside. We didn't really go, we had a hybrid schedule.
Right.
And I was looking at high school, and I don't know, I thought it was the movies or something like that, people getting stuff in lockers and things like that. But when I got there, classical's been good, had a good support system there, right. And I'm just glad accomplished the goals, get to go to college.
Yeah. And how was that? Because I think we're coming towards kind of the end of the kids that had to deal with the COVIDs, the hybrid and in person, out person. How is that the adjustment with that too? When you go in from hybrid now to full time in class, and then slowly everything is getting back to how it should be.
I remember the first year, the teachers were still getting used to it. We had the masks and stuff like that, and everything's online, everything's on computers. But I think it's been good because like the previous classes before, like everything's like paper, everything like is like physical. So now like everything's on a computer. I feel like it's easier for us.
Did that impact your just learning or anything, or did you just adjusted and adapted and figured it out? I
feel like I just adjusted kind of. I feel like the generation's already like pretty much like everyone knows how to use technology. So like, I don't know, it wasn't like a hard adjustment. We just like did our thing.
Right. I mean, you just talked about basketball. You guys, these last 2 years, you guys made the tournament each of the last 2 years. One and done last year, but then this year you guys got to the Sweet 16, right? First of all, just how important was that for you and your team to get to the tournament in back-to-back years? The first 2 years didn't quite get there, but then you guys started turning around and were able to get there these last 2 years.
I remember a lot the last 2 years. I remember like as me like a freshman and sophomore, I was like one of the younger guys in the team, and like I'm not gonna lie, like people will come to our gym and be like, "Yo, this is easy win versus classical." Right. But then the last 2 years, like we've probably been like top two in the GBL pretty much. This year we won the GBL. Last year we were came third place behind English and Everett. So like I don't know, it's been like a good progress. And I think these last 2 years been like something like I'm gonna remember forever. Like it's a great time,
Right, and then speaking on this season, right? You guys start off 3-0. Then you hit a little bump. Then you guys go on like a 10 or like a 12, 13 game winning streak, right? What did you see in that span after you had the quick early success, then you had the little bump in the road, and then you guys just took off? What would you say was kind of the difference from that was able to help you guys have that long of a winning streak?
So I'm not gonna lie, like us as the kids, we see the stuff on like Facebook and stuff. We see that stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Right. Kind of like lit up fire under us, and then after that, like we went 3-3. After that, we went on the winning streak. And I think like all the doubters kind of gave us that fire to want to win all the games, and then just eventually like won the GBL. We're really proud of that.
Right. And for you, was like 2 seniors on the team. Yeah, you and Tyler. But for you, one of the seniors that gets a lot of playing time, and just being able to just see the evolution of the team the last couple of years. Because there was games that you guys probably would have lost in years before that you guys were able to like pull out and win, right? So just the maturity of how good was that to see the maturity of because you guys have a lot of underclassmen still, but how good was it to see those guys mature and be able to still, when things go wrong in a game, to still fight through it and be able to pull out wins?
Like to me and Tyler, because we were the 2 seniors, it meant a lot because we've known all these people, we know our underclassmen, the guards and all the Ruckers, and then we know them since we were younger, and obviously we've grown up with them, but we've seen them mature. We've seen guys like Roki, obviously his freshman year he didn't know English that much. He was just getting along, and now he's gonna be a leader this upcoming year. And then Shy, last year he wasn't really on the chart, but came up. He's maturing, and I don't know, just me being in that. I was in the 6-man role this year. I just took it, and then just did what I had to do, and then I think it just really worked out for us.
Right, and then going to the 6-man role for being starting your junior year, how changes just and how you're going to impact the game? What was your approach to that adjustment?
So my junior year, the first game I was starting, I felt really good about that, and my mindset was more just score and kind of be one of the main people that worried about the other team.
Right.
But then towards the end of the season, I wasn't playing as much, and I just had to take it on the chin. And then this year, I knew it was going to be in that 6-man role, so I was more worried about defense. I feel my defense got a lot better this year.
Right.
More the hustle plays, the rebounding, more the little things that help us win. So really had to just lock in on that.
Right. And then you a lot of big wins, but then the biggest one came. You guys got over that hump and beat English at English in one of craziest games that I've actually watched in the last couple of years. Right. So that game, you guys are down. It's late. They got the ball. and it's looking like they're going to pull away, right? And Cam just comes up with the big defensive play, and then Deshaun with that big basket. And they followed that up with Roki coming off with the help on the defense. On defense, so like defense really won you guys that game, right? So and I know that's something that Coach Avery always preaches is defense. But how good did that feel that you guys were able to win the game due to your defense when it seemed like things weren't going to go your way towards the end of that game?
I mean, it meant a lot because like. Honestly, like the last couple of minutes, like just me personally, like I was confident, but like my confidence kind of going down because like the plays before, it was Denzel hit a deep three on me, and then they went up by I think like 2 or 3, and we had to like settle in. We're like, we still got this,
right.
And then Kim got the steal, Deshaun got the layup, and then they're coming down. One of the players like they did a spin move and then Roki blocked it. Like we were there to help, and then like it was just like defense like the last like 2-3 minutes, like it really just like helped us dial in, and then like. The excitement after the game was like crazy, like everyone running on the court and stuff,
Man.
Like it was one of the games like I'm gonna remember forever. Like I remember where I was,
Right. How did that help the team though, moving forward? Because that was just a big victory for you guys. Because you never want to lose to your rival, but just how did that help you guys down the stretch in other games late in the season?
After we won that, like I know for like all of us in the locker room, we're like, if we could win this game, we can win any game. Because like. We were battle tested in that game in the fourth quarter, and then like I know a lot of people in the stands probably didn't think we were gonna win that. So like after that, we're like, we could win the GBO, we could go to states, we could like win anything.
Right. Talk about that the Sweet 16 game against St. Mary's, because it seemed like that game was close at halftime, and then after halftime it was just like things just went astray. Right? You guys dug a deep hole early, but. We're able to cut that lead into what was it, 5 or 4?
At halftime it was 3. Yeah,
it was a 3-point game at halftime, right? I want to talk about that aspect. What did you guys do to get yourselves back in that game and give yourself a chance? Because it looked like it was going away in that first half, but you guys were able to make that run to close out the first half. Yeah,
we all knew it was like a big, high-stakes game. Like, it was like sold-out crowd and stuff like that. The first half, like they had like a tough press on us. We weren't like really beating it, but like you're saying, like at halftime, we were only down by 3. We weren't playing our game, so like we knew like we could pretty much win this. And then the second half, third quarter, kind of was chipping away as they were going up. But like I feel like we just like lost our composure. Yeah. But it was like I feel like it was a good lesson for the juniors because like our whole team is all like pretty much juniors. Good lesson for them for next year, and I think they'll do pretty good next year.
Right. Last week you were a recipient of the C4 scholarship. I think you're like the second or third recipient of this scholarship, right? First, what was the process to even be a candidate for the scholarship, and then just being able to receive this? Because any money that is going to help to pay for college is good money, right? But just how to walk me through this process and just you receiving this scholarship.
First, I just want to say, like, I'm grateful to C4th, believe in, like, us kids at Classical. Like, he believes in all the kids in Lynn, like, that he goes to, like, the C4th movement, helps with our study hall. So, like, the past 4 years, been going to, like, the study hall here and there, like, helping around when I need to.
Right.
And then, like, he really just seen me, like, one of the seniors that, like, you could really use this scholarship. And he told me, like, a little bit ago, like, you're receiving. I was just, like, kind of in awe because, like, someone, like, from 20 years ago, 20-year graduate, like he's giving back to us, and I'm just really thankful.
Right. That study hall, right? He does that English, he does that classical. Sometimes he does it at the middle school, right? I'm not sure what the team GPAs were, but being eligible is one thing that you have to always make sure you are for during the season, right? So how were you able? And how were the other guys able to keep that habit even after the season was over? Because it could be easier to be just like, all right, season's over, I don't really need to go study hall no more, all that. But how were you able just to still stick to it just so you can be able to get that and also be able to get other types of grants and funds for college due to your grades?
After the season, not as many people from the team are going, but I wouldn't say it's a bad thing because they're still keeping their grades up. So they don't really have, like, to go, but like it's still a good like resource for anybody. Like maybe you just need to go for a night back with your teacher, or you just need some type of guidance because like C4 to be there, and one of our other teachers, Mr. Edmonds, is a good resource, and it just helps out in general. Like even if you have all A's, if you have a couple F's, like you could just go either way. It will help you out.
Right. Lamar College is where you will be attending in the fall. Right? First, how many schools were you looking at, and what eventually led your decision to go to choose Lamar College?
Like my original thought process was like, I know personally for my family, like no one really has been like outside of Lynn or like Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. So at first I was looking at out-of-state schools that like had my major, which I'm like going in industrial engineering. And there was a couple schools that here I was like considering, like Western New England was my second choice. Mm-hmm. But I was more looking for like the out-of-state field, like something new. I know I'm not the most like talkative, like extroverted person. So like I want to go somewhere like I could test myself, get outside of my box.
Right.
And then like especially like somewhere like in the South, like I feel like it would be like pretty cool, good experience. And then like come back to Lynn and just like have that experience.
Right. I mean that's one way to go, all the way down to Texas. That's way far from home. You just said you for first generation or no?
Yeah,
first generation grad. How for your parents when they heard your decision, and when you told them about your decision and all the stuff that's happening with you, and how happy were they to hear all that?
They were very happy. I remember I decided at school because I was talking to like one of my guidance counselors like to really decide it. Told my mom, she told me she was like really proud of me. She supports me all the way. Told my dad, he's really happy for me, and like. My mom, she went to college, but she never completed her degree. So like, I'm kind of like, I really just want to complete it. And I have like my younger siblings that like, if I complete it, it gives them a better chance for them to complete a bachelor's degree if they want to go do that. So it means a lot to my family. I say me and my family. Yeah,
definitely, man. Hey, man, you're doing great stuff. I mean, you got to stick through it another week before you're completely free. You ain't got to wake up early in the morning. Biggest college advice I give you: don't take an 8 a.m. class.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't take a 10 o'clock. Don't take an 8 a.m. class. You be like me and got to take it over, man. Mm-hmm. Plug in your social media if they want to contact you, Twitter, Instagram, all that.
Just on Instagram, Davonte Taggart. Just my first and last name, that's it.
All right, my man.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything, man. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
You guys been watching Athletes Corner. We're out of here. Poor kid.
That was Gabriel. Which Spanish Gabriel?
Oh, man, damn.
He a reggaeton artist now or something?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, his mama picked me up to the crib. His mom picked me up from my house and was like, we going to go find him. I was like, yo, I didn't got paid. Like, what we doing here? Mom was like, what the hell you doing? You did what? Yeah, man. I got that spray can for what?
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh, they gonna watch this and be like, "You mother."
No, you can take. Yeah, go ahead. Go back.
All right, we are back.
I did not know the bike was stolen when I originally bought it, but then after I bought it, I found out. So like, we're not gonna do that here. Then my homeboy's mom came and picked us up, and I had to go try to get the bike back. Never got it back. I got paid though.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Us Lynn kids a little different, you know what I mean?
That kid probably.
Then we learn to be better people. We learn to be better.
He's probably like, these mofos really got me back. Got my ass whooped because of these two.
That's why it's always, you got to ask questions. You got to ask, where did this come from? How'd you get this? Like, who sold this to you?
Oh, snap.
That's why I'm very cautious as an adult.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
You learn early in life, you ain't got to worry about that as you get older. For you people that don't learn early in life, good luck as an adult.
I agree. I agree with you. Oh, man. NBA. The NBA, some NBA awards. The All-Rookie team has been selected. Yo, a lot of people owe that dude, Zachary Risacher, an apology because they was clowning him being the number one pick and all that stuff, but he made first team All-Rookie. Well, you gotta give these dudes some time, and
What was his stats looking like?
I'll give you that in a second. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 45% field goal percentage shooting. And I think he was coming off the bench.
Number 1 pick?
Yeah, I think he was coming off the bench.
Man, that's all right.
Trey DeBarge was. Trey Young took.
You said Trey DeBarge?
Trey Young took most of the shot here.
I can't wait till my laugh goes back. Oh my God, Trey DeBarge, that was a good one. He might like that one too. You might have tagged him in that.
I ain't dubbed him that name. I got that for someone else. But
Man, that was a good one. I like that.
But yeah, he was taking 10 shots a game, 10 field goals a game, 4 3-pointers a game. So shots did what he can on the few shot attempts that he got.
All right,
but I just found it funny, they was just really trying to clown him and stuff like that, being the number 1 pick and stuff like that. But hey, Stephon Castle, Rookie of the Year. He also made the All-Rookie team. Zach Edey made it, and Jalen Wells. I think Jalen Wells is on the Grizzlies.
Yep.
He got hurt.
Yeah,
he got hurt.
He's solid.
Very, very solid. So that was the.
He got an interesting story though, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think that's why I remember him.
Yeah.
He had an interesting story, I think.
Yeah, second team of rookies were Kalel Ware from the Heat, Matas Buzelis from the Pelicans, Yves Messi. I think he's on the Yves Messi's on the Pelicans. Matas is on the Bulls. Excuse me.
Yeah, you have Matthias.
Yeah,
he's a Brewster kid, right?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe so. Donovan Clingan, he made all rookie second team. Shout out to him. And then Bub Carrington from the Wizards.
Bub?
Yeah.
Okay, Bub.
Not Bub.
Bub.
I only watched, we ain't watched I think I seen one of his games where he was actually doing well.
I can't say much.
Wizards.
My name is Todd. So,
Congratulations to all of those. All those players. They just announced it. Shea is this year's league MVP. Not sure what it took so long for them to make this announcement. Usually they do it in the second round where they have them in front of the home fans. They give them the trophy and all that. They stopped doing that for some reason. I don't know why.
I got 2 reasons. Maybe they were waiting for Jokic to score 70 and 30 and 20. And 2, Shea Canadian, man. So, you can give him the shade love with a little shade.
But hey, man, he had a hell of a.
Congrats to him though, man. Congrats to anybody who wins MVP in the 82 game season, man. That's a grind.
I just like to point out that it's also hilarious.
What's up?
It's hilarious this year that the number 1 team is getting all these praise and stuff like that. The number 1 team throughout the season, they're getting these awards and stuff like that. But team that was number 1 all last year hardly got anything. I just find that very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
I don't know if you realize, but a lot of people on Instagram and social media have been talking about how this whole Silver League is what's the word I'm looking for? Everybody's on the same level. You know what I'm talking
Parity?
about. The parity league.
Yeah.
So, we got so much legacy and history, man. They just sick of the color green.
Yeah.
Some people just can't stand the green because it reminds them of the Celtics, especially this green screen. If you see how lovely this green screen was, you'd understand. This is Celtics land over here.
So Shea, the last 3 years, is 31, has been averaging 31 and 5 assists, 30 and 6 assists, 32 and 6 assists.
And then when you think about it, the NBA is what's the word I'm looking for? Like the Illuminati or something when it comes to these teams. There's only 4 or 5 teams that hold all the legacy in the league.
Yeah.
Like for real, like.
Well, this is what people wanted. They wanted parity. They didn't want dynasties no more. So this new like CBA, this is what it is now. No more.
I know you see that stat was saying like these teams are the first teams in the Western
Yeah.
Conference since Texas and
Yeah.
California. But it's like, California got like 3-4 teams. Texas got 3 teams. Like Jesus, like.
This is gonna be the first time a new champ. Well, we're gonna have a first. 3 of these teams are gonna win a title for the first time in their franchise history this year. So.
And we don't want to see the other team win it a second time in their franchise history.
Yeah,
We want them to hold on to Willis Reed as long as they can.
Yeah.
Hold on to Willis.
Yeah, because it'll be a long summer.
A long summer? What you mean?
Actually, a long 30 years.
Well, yeah,
Long lifetime.
for real.
Boogie Fland is transferring to Florida. I thought he had put his name into the draft, but maybe he took it out. He took out. But he is transferring to Florida. They also got the other guard from Princeton, too. So, hey, transfer portal, regroup, try to go back to back.
I'm not mad at Princeton boy for doing something. He's going to a higher level, wanting to display his talents. I'm not mad at that. I thought Fland would have left.
Yeah, I thought he was, because they had him pretty high in the.
But then a lot of people were saying it's a weak move. A lot of people were saying, well, if you already got replaced, then you'd move too. And I'm like, who replaced him? But, to each his own, man. Good luck to every kid in the transfer portal that's trying to find a better opportunity. Just don't be 30 years old trying to steal some kid's opportunity, man. Like, certain things, it's like, come on, man.
10-year college veteran.
Like, come on.
The WNBA kicked off its season last week, and there's already some nonsense happening. People making too much big deal out of all this, the Fever and the Sky play, Angel and Caitlin on the court once again, and people making a big deal out of just a regular foul that was overblown, and people writing like, it ain't that deep. It really wasn't that deep. She pushed Angel Reese pushed Aaliyah Boston in the back to grab an offensive rebound. Caitlin Clark fouled her. It wasn't really a hard foul, just fouled her, pushed her. The foul was called. You was going to the free throw line. All that other stuff was like.
And Caitlin Clark went just like this. Ref. Okay.
Right.
So it's not like she just.
Right. It wasn't just like out the blue, but they're gonna make it.
It was premeditated. But it wasn't hurting anybody.
Yeah, but they're gonna make it a big deal because of these two, and all the nonsense that always happens when they're on the court.
As much as they cried about not getting any real publicity and any real they gotta take whatever they can get.
Right.
So they're gonna try to use this to bring people in. Use it.
Somebody put it best. It's like, hey, WNBA, y'all wanted more people to watch, and with that, there's gonna be some people that you really don't want to be in y'all circle, but they're gonna be in it anyways. You just gonna have to deal with it because that's just what comes with it.
And then they're gonna understand they want the amount of bread they want. They're gonna understand what type of stuff the men deal with.
Yeah.
How they gonna handle walking through the tunnel, somebody puts a drink on your head.
Right.
That's to be the first one.
Right.
Like, how you gonna handle that?
Right.
Because you can't just run up there like Balance in the Palace. Because now y'all back where y'all started.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, because like the way some folks, especially on social media, sometimes some other media members, the way they treat it, they be treating it like it's like Housewives or some shit, or some stuff like that.
Like it's like a soap opera compared to actual sports.
Yeah.
Well, because.
Granted, like sports is the biggest reality show, but
there's a separation between the two.
Yeah, and not everything is made to be a big deal. Like this should not have been a big deal. These are just two players that clearly don't like each other, and one was just going overboard because of a foul that she was getting 2 free throws out of. It wasn't like they didn't call the foul. You go to the free throw line.
But I don't think they don't like each other. I just think they just got a deep rivalry. From there, I think Caitlin always gonna be mad about about her losing.
Oh yeah.
To her, you know what I mean? I think that's always gonna, because Caitlin would have been considered one of the greatest ever if she would have won one chip. Granted, she's still considered that statistically, but they don't put her in that light as
Yeah, but
she ain't get it done.
I think them two don't like each other. I just think she still be like,
I just think the way the animosity.
Yeah, it's that animosity. Also, it's like she still remembers like, yo, you was following me around the court after y'all won to taunt me.
That's why I said she ain't never gonna let that go.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's really a bigger issue. But when they get that court, I need to get all that back.
Right.
Every time I see you, I need that.
And the crazy thing is, people were talking about that little whatever dust up that happened and completely ignoring the fact that she had a triple-double. I think she had a 40-point triple-double.
Who did?
Caitlin Clark.
Oh, I thought you said Angela Reese. I'm like, she made that many layups?
No.
I don't even mean to clown, but like, I'm just saying, I'm going off what I see.
I'm sorry, it wasn't the 40. She had 20, 10, and 10.
All right.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, 40 is a big jump.
Yeah, I thought, you know, I thought I saw it.
That's what somebody said they got on the scale.
But, you know, that's kind of getting overlooked by this. And also getting overlooked like they beat the brakes off them. Also that, too.
Yo, once again, you got to try to pull as much out of these games as you can to try to bring in more people. This is part of their strategy, I think. You got to find something to talk about with these games.
Yeah, I ain't watch it, but I'm just looking at it. Yo, they beat the dog out of them. Like, look at this scoring. Chicago, 17-15, 13-13. That's their scoring each quarter.
Oh.
Compared to 22, 23, 20, 28.
I mean, once again, Mook, you out of all people should know that you got to pull stuff to talk about, especially when there's nothing to really talk about. So, you know.
Dog rigs out of them. Jeez Louise.
I'm ready to pull my hair out some episodes.
Yeah, 19-13 for Aaliyah Boston. This Fever team, they might actually have a team that could actually compete for a title, maybe.
You got Boston, Clark, and Mitchell. That's three right there.
And Kelsey Mitchell, 15. 15.
People don't know about Kelsey. Remember when Kelsey Plum was up there with top plays in the, history of scoring? Kelsey was right there.
Yeah.
Did they pass it the same year?
Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Killer.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Killer.
Jeez Louise. Yeah. And the Fever. Yeah. Nobody on the Sky played well, but hey, the WNBA season is here, so make sure you check it out. Actually, there were some games last night. Connecticut and the Aces played yesterday in Connecticut, and the best player in the league was cooking.
Yeah.
Asia Wilson was out there cooking. Connecticut Sun. I think they're selling the team.
To who?
I don't know yet, but I think the team's gonna be up for sale. They might bring it up here. But I think they're gonna do another game like they did last year at TD Garden up here, which was pretty dope because they sold out that place.
It's unfortunate, but I don't trust I don't trust it, bro. Nah, man, the worst comes out of people out here, man. When it comes to support ladies sports too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, the NFL released their schedules, for this upcoming season. Hey, the Patriots actually slated to have a winning record based on their schedule. We shall see. But projection-wise, they're slated to have 10, 11 wins this upcoming season. There's some hope. A lot better than 4, or however many wins they won last year.
Now, is it the teams we're playing or the position of the teams, the dates? And because I'm like, we play the same teams every year.
Yeah.
It's only a couple of non-conference or whatever.
Based on the teams. They kick off the season with the Raiders at home. The first month of the season, they got the Raiders at home. They're at Miami, the Steelers at home, and the Panthers at home. Then they go to Buffalo, Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons. There's a lot of winnable games on this schedule.
No, I was just wondering about how they were gauging that.
Yeah, they're basing it on what the team has this year and also what their opponent has.
Thank you. I was confused.
Some of these teams,
Some to just basura.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, anything better than what we saw last year. I just had something which just slipped my mind.
Apparently wasn't important.
Apparently not.
I know. That's why I said it.
Oh, the tush push. They was trying to ban it.
Yeah, I heard.
That didn't work. So
it's kind of hard to just completely ban something.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody said it best. They're going to ban it once somebody gets hurt from doing it.
But how you going to hurt? Never mind. I ain't going to try to have somebody answer that question. Nope. Never mind. Never mind.
Hey, Pager, what we got for boxing? I heard there's I heard there's some deals that's been made. I heard the Crawford and Canelo fight is a go. They're gonna sign the paperwork and all that.
What up, P?
He's just getting himself together.
As of now, I mean, this week there's a whole bunch of fights, but they're not, known boxers.
Yeah.
But what happened was, in terms of Canelo and Crawford, they were supposed to fight, I believe, Friday, September the 12th. Mm-hmm. And they moved it to Saturday.
Okay.
That's the right thing to do. I'm like, what are you guys doing? I mean, so it'll be the 13th.
Okay.
So that's all I know for now. I mean, right now the boxing world is kind of like slow. It's a whole bunch of fights, but nobody knows those guys.
They're not that important. Rashidi, I think he just won another fight. He got a fight over the weekend, I believe.
Okay.
He just won. I think his brother fought 2 and 1.
That's dope.
Yeah, I think they were fighting on the same card.
That is dope.
Congrats to them, man.
Congrats to them, man.
They're trying to have flag football in the Olympics.
But you heard who gonna be playing the flag football in the Olympics?
Who?
Guys in the league.
Yeah.
But now, cause you know how this whole world thinks that, I'm getting my kid ready to go play Olympic flag football. So, whoa. Time out. You gotta have some certain credentials to get on that flag football field now.
I was just gonna say, put the practice squad guys in the Olympics and stuff like that.
Heard Justin Jefferson want to get out there.
Yeah, I'm like, don't be putting the high caliber guys in the Olympics. Put the practice players on there. Give them a shot at something, because you don't. Football is just one of those things, man. You wrong turn and you might just be done for the year.
Especially due to the surface you play on.
Yeah.
We play on hardwood, so it's flat.
Yeah.
Y'all play on something that your cleats dig in and then you got to pop out of it. Good luck, my friend.
Good luck. Oh, man, we got some interviews, man. I was at the Catholic Conference football showcase last week at Zavarian Brothers High School, which was great. The week before, I was at Nichols, Buckingham, and Brown Nichols Upper School. Oh, these showcases are good. I'm actually going to another one tonight, but these are some good stuff. Get these kids some exposure. So we got players and coaches interviews. We got a little highlight put together. What else we got? Oh, there's like a spring summer league for girls, like 7th, 8th, and 9th grade girls in Cambridge. I went to on Monday.
That's dope.
Shout out to this Hoops and Handles Academy in Haverhill. They got some girls in there that are dogs.
That's dope.
Check this out, and we're gonna come back and wrap this thing up.
Paul Zukowskis, I'm the head football coach at BC High.
All right, Coach. Just being here, seeing all these schools here, just to take a look at these players, and for a head coach, how does that feel? Just to give these kids this type of exposure.
It's outstanding, and big thanks to Zavarian for hosting. They do an amazing job. It's a lot of work, kind of coordinating all the college coaches, all the kids, and all the teams. It's just fun to just kind of get back into a little bit of football. It's been a while.
Right. What are some of the things you tell your players when they come to something like this? I know some might have nerves and stuff because there's so many coaches around, but what are some of the things you tell them as they got ready to come here today?
Well, a lot of them are playing other sports, and so you just want them to kind of meet coaches, introduce themselves, and just start and get familiar with the college process and some of the drills they may do. And that's really it. There's not a lot of time to prepare to do the 5-10-5 and these different drills. So it's just a good starting point for summer and summer camps and getting ready for next year.
Yeah, does it kind of bring you back some type of memories from your playing days, watching them out here just competing?
Oh yeah, that is great. We didn't have anything like this, and there wasn't as much. I guess I'm getting old, but you weren't doing it as structured, like in terms of showcases, and camps were a little bit different. So I just love to be back in it with the kids and see the kids and be around the kids, and and they a lot of smiles on people's faces, so that's good.
Right, lastly, you guys had a very successful season last season. You almost got to it was just like a few points away from heading to Gillette, right? What were some of the lessons learned from that season that you guys took away that's going to help you guys carry over into this upcoming season?
Well, I think every year is a new year. So, I think what hopefully the team learned is about senior leadership and the leadership that it took to kind of play at a high level. And so you're just hoping that continues to build. We had a great culture led by a great group of seniors, and what you want to learn is what leadership looks like and what being a senior looks like and playing on a football team. So I'm hoping that continues.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Brian St. Pierre, head coach, St. John Prep.
All right, Coach. This is the second Catholic Conference Showcase, right? A lot of coaches here. Just how good is it for these kids to get this exposure?
Well, that's just it. It's for the kids, and it's a great opportunity for them to get in front of coaches and do something physical. The coaches, the college coaches, come to campus and talk to us and see them like in between classes, but to get them live and doing something physical and doing football-related activities in front of them is a touch point that is unique, and it's a great opportunity for these kids.
Yeah, what is some of the advice that you give them when they come to something like this? Because some of them might be nervous, and the ones that weren't here last year, they don't know what to expect. But what are just some of the advice that you give them when they come out to something like this?
Compete. Just go compete, do what you've been coached to do, trained to do, and just trust yourself. And our kids have put themselves in enough situations competitively through our schedule and the games we've played in that they don't shy away from these. They look forward to these. They thrive in these situations.
Yeah, and for a head coach, you just hear them just make sure they're out there doing this stuff. But what are you also looking at as a head coach when you're out here?
I enjoy watching my guys compete, and you see the growth. Some of these guys last year that came, to see what they did this year and how much better they look this year. I mean, that's kind of why we teach. That's why we coach, to see kids develop. So it was good to see that.
The bigger Renai camp is going to start, right? And then, this is the time when you just get into it, right? So in preparation for camp, what are some things you're doing as a head coach just to get yourself ready for, football season? It's a long season, but short at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? So what are some things
Yeah, I mean, it's just right now it's about, what the roster looks like coming back, and then you don't know what's showing up in August, so it's hard to plan for everything, but you try to have a plan in place for what's returning, and we have enough of a process where the guys know it. It's familiar now, so it's more just about putting all the ducks in the row and getting ready and counting the days.
And lastly, what were some of the lessons that you guys learned from last season? Made a deep run again, lose to Needham, but what were some of the lessons that you learned for those returners that they could take in route to trying to get back to Gillette?
Yeah, just playing at the varsity level at a really high level in New England and making it deep in the playoffs and playing in big games. I mean, and we play the toughest schedule there is, so there's no shying away from any of that. So I think it's just having that, just being educated that way, and then the growth in the way you mature from that going forward.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Mook, appreciate it. Always good to see you.
My name is Giovanni Pena. I play D-line, class of 2026, Malta Catholic.
All right, man. How you feeling today? Everything's done now. Just how you feeling overall right now?
Things felt good, I ran good times, competed well. It was nice.
What was kind of some of the feedbacks that you got from the coaches today?
A lot of coaches told me they liked my motor. I was a raw player, and then I got some skills that I can work on, and I'll be a good, college football player.
Right. How does kind of events like this kind of help you? Because you're at that point, gonna be a senior this fall, right? It's in recruiting, this point is ramping up for you, right? So how important is this just to see some of the schools that you're not able to go to due to whatever reasons that they're here and you can talk to them now?
I think this is a good thing they put together. It's a very, good school. We brought in about, 35, 40 coaches, some schools from all over the place. I think I even saw one from Penn State, a lot of people coming down, seeing what the conference can do. You know what I mean?
Right. For you, moving over from classical to Malden Catholic, right? Just a new environment for you, right?
Yeah.
How quickly did you get adjusted to their whole structure and all that?
Yeah. So for me personally, it wasn't much of a difference, competition-wise. But I saw it's a really different. You need to have a different mentality when you come in and you play with these different guys. The guys with the stars, the guys with the offers. But none of that matters. If you work hard and you play hard, you can last there.
And lastly, what do you feel like your team has to do this upcoming season to try to make a deep postseason? When you guys made the postseason this past season, right? A lot of good things happened last season. What do you guys have to do to keep those good things going and keep that momentum going?
We got a lot of new hires, coaches, so I think that's going to help a lot. And we need people to show up, work hard. That's what we've been doing, and I think we're going to shock a lot of people this upcoming season.
Right. And what's some of the key things you've been working on this offseason?
This offseason, I've been working on my speed and my technique. Everything. You can't teach speed, you know what I mean? You can't teach it, so you work on that and you work on your skills and you're going to be all right.
All right, man. Good work out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hi, this is Coach E from Hoops and Handles. My full name is Ellington Rosario, but everybody calls me Coach E.
My name is Lexi Vasquez. I'm from Haverhill, and I'm in 7th grade.
Hi, I'm Adelaide Martinez. I'm from Haverhill, and I'm in 8th grade.
Our first coach, defensive game for your ladies right now. They're really scrappy out there, right? What you tell them on defense here?
Hey, so that's what we do at our gym. Like, if you don't bring it, you probably won't be on the floor. So the intensity it's contagious.
Offense was working for you today. The 3-ball was working, the passing was working. How are you feeling out there?
I was feeling good. It was first game of the season. We could have done a lot more better, but there's still a lot more games to go to improve.
How quickly did you get in the rhythm?
Huh?
How quickly did you get in the rhythm?
After one shot, I already knew I was going to keep on hitting my shots, so.
And young lady here, you was on those boards too for your shots. What was that? Were you just being aggressive?
Yeah, I was just being aggressive.
How were you feeling out there?
I felt like I was the best rebounder.
Coach, how did you, team-wise, it was a collective. A lot of players did a lot of things, right? How do you like how they were all just able to play together, knowing this is the first game of the season?
Yeah, so, I tried different lineups to see what works. But these girls, they play together, they compete, they try to kick each other's butt. And I think it shows here, like, where they're moving the basketball, they're being unselfish, and they play hard.
What does everybody hope to get out of this league? This is the time where the players get better, playing all over. What do you hope everyone gets out of this?
So I'm going to let the players go first, and then I'll go last. So.
What I hope everybody has like a great connection at the end of this, and for everybody to have good team chemistry.
What are you trying to get out of this?
To get recognition and meet new people.
From a coach's perspective, I just want them to learn to play together, to play hard, play the right way. And hopefully each game, we meet new people, and it's always good to compete against new players.
All right, congratulations on today's win.
Thank you.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday. First of all, Thursday is the graduation for St. Mary's High. So all the kids that are graduating tomorrow, pretty much. Congratulations to you all. The all-city track meet is taking place Thursday at Manning Field. So I'll be there. I'm actually going to put my photographer hat on, and I'm going to be taking some pictures. Right. You know, I do occasionally. I become a photographer, occasionally. So check that out. Lynn English boys baseball team, they clinched a state tournament spot. Yesterday. Yeah, they got with their latest win. They're actually playing right now on Senior Day. Why does this phone keep going off? And then what else? Hey, what else is happening? Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. We had Slice in here. That interview will be up in a little bit.
What up, Slice? 11 and under. They don't know about it.
But yeah, he talked about participating.
Was it 12 and under? I don't remember. I was 11 playing it though.
But he talked about running the Boston Marathon this year. So
Marathon Max.
Yeah. He completed it in 4 hours.
That's dope. That's dope.
So that was dope and stuff like that. And we got to get up out of here. Memorial Day this weekend. The studio's closed on Monday because of Memorial Day. So we're going to come in here. Nobody's going to be here. I'll be at Sunday service for a little bit Sunday.
I actually will be there. I will be there. Mook's like, yeah, right, dude. I'll be there. And shout out Mr. Reynoso, too.
Oh, yeah. He lives right around here.
He everywhere.
Yeah, he's still around.
He used to have that jumper. If y'all don't know, ask about him. Ask about that man.
We'll catch y'all next week.